If you're like me, you hate warranty work. You just want it to work forever. Unfortunately, it doesn't always turn out that way. You're in the right place today because we're going to take this 6000 XP out of the RV. We're going to put another one back in its place. I'll walk you through configuring the EG4 app, the Home Assistant, and the Solar Assistant, getting everything back up in the way it was. I'll also give you some rundown of how the warranty process went and how everyone worked together to make it happen. You're in the right place. Now let's get started.
Now we can unbox this thing. I am replacing the 6000 XP in the RV tonight. And this is the unboxing of that 6000 XP. What I hope to be a very quick and painless transfer from one, as you can see, brand new, just shipped in from Signature Solar. Ordered only a few days ago. They were very, very quick and responsive as usual. Shipped it out right away. And while I work the warranty, this one that I bought for the solar shed, I'm going to use in the RV because I'm traveling next week. So the idea here is to get this commissioned as quickly as possible and in the RV. And I'm going to walk you through all of it. If I fast forward through some of it or skip pieces of it, sorry, I'll try to talk the whole time while I'm working here. All right. So we need a little screwdriver here. Open up the cover. And then we have to disconnect the one that's in there. We just got to get this one ready to go in before I do so that we can get this one in as quickly as possible once that one comes out, because obviously we are going to be dark with no power, no battery, no electricity, nothing at all. So here we go. This looks good. Everything's off. I'm going to find a screwdriver here. Let's see if this one will fit. It does. All right, so let's just start by taking these off, getting this prepped before we turn anything off. We got the air conditioners running in the RV. Cool things off in there so that the puppies and the wife will stay cool. And hopefully this will happen. We're doing this right at sunset, so hopefully it won't get too dark on us. But it's also not too warm out here anymore because it was a scorcher today, and all that solar not being missed just kills me. I don't see any damage anywhere. There was no damage. Nothing noticeable on the box. Everything looks good. Just loosen those. Take this panel off. That looks good. Breakers look good. Oh, they changed the PV. They're slip-in now. Oh, that's interesting. So those used to be nut tight downs. Now they're clip-ons. That's actually really cool. Okay, nothing changes here. We'll just make sure we have the right screwdrivers for each of these. All right. I think this is the right size for this, and it is good. We'll just make sure all of these threads are good before we get into the actual wiring, and then find something that doesn't work. And doing it here is a whole lot easier than doing it up on the wall. All right. That's that. That's that. This looks good. Nothing looks loose. Everything's connected well. Everything's in good condition. No damage. I did want to look at this filter. Comes off in 4 screws here and here. All right. So that said, we're going to slide this off to the side. I'm going to move all this around, and we're going to get to taking the other unit out. All right. So now we start the process of shutting everything down. We're going to start by turning off. You can still see I have the fault running. We're going to start by going in and turning off all of our equipment. And then I'll come back out and we'll shut this down, shut all the batteries down. We'll shut everything down. All right, here we go. All right, we got power off on the inside. Now we're going to shut off power to the inverter, all the loads, all the grid, battery, main unit, and disconnect the grid, throw it over there so there's no question. And I'm shutting off all the batteries. And all PV is off. All right, we should be completely dark. So now we're going to take the meter and we're just going to do a couple of tests here. Make sure we have nothing showing any power. We're going to start with some AC powers here. Nothing here. Nothing here. Nothing. We're going to switch to DC power. I don't know if you can see that or not. I'll just set it here. Let's test battery power. That was milliwatt. Millivolts, 193. Those are the capacitors discharging. I'm going to give those just a little bit of time. Let's check solar in the meantime. Those are down to 2 volts and they're still discharging also. Let's try this one over here. Down to 1 volt. Okay, everything is discharging. Everything is off. I'm going to flip these off. These control the switch. This switch controls all the DC power to up there. And I think we are ready. I am going to check a few more things just to make sure. And I am going to put this on the positive bus and the negative shunt. And we are showing 9 millivolts. 9 millivolts. All right, everything is off. So the only thing that has any power whatsoever is the DIY battery behind its switch. Everything else is completely isolated. All right, a few screwdrivers. Well, ain't that the way it always goes? Those have been on there for a year. They are good and tight. Just gonna take these. These are the big ones. We're gonna pull them up over here out of the way so that there's no chance that they get tangled up on anything. Slide those back on. And we're gonna loosen this. And these two. And that. All right. Okay. Both cameras still working. This is good news. All right. We're going to cut a few wires here, or cut a few zip ties here. Some of our prettying up is all going away. we go. All right. Now let's see if we can wean these charge inverter cable, battery cables out of here and off the edge here with the other cables. All right, then we got all the PV. There we go. That loosens all of them. Let's just take I'm going to loosen all of these AC wires. This is the grid. This is the load for the PV. And those should all fall out. They did. I'm just going to pull all these out and run them over here also. Okay. Now, let's take care of grid, load, these are all right. There we go. Pull the grid here out of the way and the load over there out of the way. All right, so apparently I missed some of the video and didn't realize that I wasn't recording. So I came back out here just to get this last piece so that we could get this out to you guys. So you'll see with the cover off here, I have remounted this in the battery bay here, up in the bay of the RV. I did move it down a little bit up here at the top to give myself a little bit more working room up there. Originally I had mounted it really close, but it made more sense for the air vents over here blowing across this to go out that way, and it worked a little bit better. I did have to remove all of the DC components over here because in order to get this in, I'm trying to get back far enough where I can show you. So in order to get this in, I had to turn the inverter this way and slide it up. But I didn't have this DIY battery here originally. So when I did that, it was very easily fit right in. But in order to get it to fit this time, I had to take all of these components off of this wall, remove them completely. I had to remove all of the wiring and the things, and you saw that on the video where I was removing all of that. I removed all of this, and then I took this down, took it out this way. And when I went back to put it back in, I even had to remove both of these Orion DC converters off of the wall here. So all that over there had to be remounted. There is some changes on the inside. You'll notice here that the PV connections now are clip locks, which are really nice. Made it very easy to connect them in. It'll be interesting to see how those hold up, but I can't imagine it'll be any worse than the screw locks that were there before. All of the connections for this L1, L2 are exactly the same as they were before, although I did switch to the standard black on L1, red for L2, so that the whole RD is on that now, as opposed to what I had it before, where technically it doesn't make much difference as long as they're all the same, but there is a standard for it, so I went ahead and did that. Batteries connections are back to being here again, just like they were. Breakers the same as it was. I've got the comms cable hooked up. I have not hooked up the dry connection yet. I will get to that once I'm sure everything here is running. As you can see, the screen connection, see if I can get you a view of this that's not distorted. I might be able to close this vent door behind me. Yeah, there we go. So this allows, see if I can get it, there we go. This allows me to configure everything. And so you can see here, I'm going to try to scroll through some of these so that you can see them. We've got plenty of 11.9 kilowatts come in on PV1 today. PV2 has 12.3 kilowatts. The battery is pulling at 1.6 kilowatts right now and 52.6 volts. It did get charged up today to around almost 90% down from about 50%. So it was really good to see the stats. And I'll include some of the basic stats, stat chart on the screen right here, right now, so that you can see that. But as far as that, it was a really good day. I switched over the solar assistant by simply logging in, and I'll show that on the screen now. I basically logged in. I told it to seek out the new connector that was here. So this was pretty easy. I logged into the app. I told it that I had a new adapter, and then told it I had a new piece of equipment. Once I connected those two, it made it very easy just to select this inverter. It wanted to know if I wanted to pair it with the old one that was here. I said, no, not for now. But we'll go back and we'll do something in the future based on that. Other than that, this went very, very smooth. It filled right in. Home Assistant picked up with Solar Assistant connected to this right away. And then from there, it went straight into Home Assistant with no problems whatsoever. I didn't have to rebuild any screens or reconnect anything. So everything looks like it got connected correctly. Everything is running really well today. Solar production was back to normal. And it was a good, consistent day. It wasn't an extremely high day. It wasn't the highest day. It wasn't an extremely high day, but it was a really good day where good, consistent flow all day long from this and from the solar shed. So everything went really well there. I did go back through the entire system and check a whole bunch of wires and stuff. And I've got another video I'm going to show you on that one at some point, but not today and not for this one. I just wanted to kind of give you a wrap up of it. The warranty went really, really well. I called after I talked to the EG4 rep. They sent me over to the company that I purchased it from. They said they had a few questions for me. I walked them through that. I made them some videos. After I made them the videos, they went off to EG4, and EG4 said they wanted a couple of photos also. And so I've sent them the photos, and now I'm waiting for them to do warranty repair. I was fortunate enough that Signature Solar had sent me this one from an order that for the solar shed. So I have it temporarily, or I have it permanently here, and I'll use the other one for the solar shed going forward. But Signature Solar got this one out in such record time and got it to me, made it very, very quick and easy for this whole process to work. So I'm looking forward to traveling, and you'll see some videos from the road. But other than that, this went really smooth, and everything seems to be back in place and running really well. And the warranty process, as much as I hate the warranty process, I'm glad I got to go through it once and see exactly how they would handle everything. And they handled it very well and very professionally, just as I expected. So thank you, EG4. Thank you, Signature Solar. Thanks, everybody involved, and I really appreciate it. You guys have a good day, and we'll see you on the next one.